peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever you are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy in all of our hearts. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We all are like one big family. We are so connected, heart and spirit. I reach out to you, and you reach out to me. Peace in all seasons, love every moment, light shines, yes it does, wherever you are. And faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Now is the time to come together, count your blessings, and we are grateful. Let's sing in one big chorus, my brother, my sister, we can celebrate peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever you are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy, joy in our hearts, telling you joy, sweet joy, all of our hearts. One more time, joy, sweet joy. Ooh, it all of our hearts. Hey, yes. Joy, sweet joy in all of our, all of our hearts.
Please join me in prayer. I know that there is one perfect life that flows through all of creation, that becomes what it loves, and that's each and every one of you beautiful light beings in this space today. Each and every person on planet Earth, everywhere, people all throughout the entire universe. As we come together this second week of Advent to celebrate peace, the center within. I know that everything that takes place here today will be absolutely perfect in every way, and give thanks for all of the beautiful light beings that have come together to make this service possible. I know that each of us will walk away remembering the light within And that Spirit will speak through young Dr. David, deliver a message that helps us express more fully as we were meant to be, as we come to make a world that works for everyone. So I give thanks for everyone that is here. I give thanks for this beautiful life that we have, for this beautiful way of life. And release these words into the divine law that knows how to mold, make, shape, create, and spread all the good there is, everywhere, all the time. And we seal this by affirming, and so it is. So as promised, we're going to get more earnest. We get earnest, and more earnest. All of our words of inspiration come from our founder because he knew stuff. So our first quote, through spiritual discernment, we see that we have within us a power which is greater than anything we shall ever contact, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our experience and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace. There's that peace thing again. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Here we go again. Peace already exists as a spiritual prototype. What we lack is not the spiritual prototype, but a personal mental equivalent of it, a subjective embodiment of it. Our third quote says, the original spirit is harmony. It is beauty and truth and everything that goes with ultimate reality. The universe is not divided against itself.
This week we are celebrating the second Sunday of Advent, and you probably gathered we're talking about peace this week. So that is a good thing, right? And I just wanted to share that I have a bit of a red eye. Note, it is not a pink eye. It is not contagious. I had a bit of a run-in with a Christmas tree branch. That's why I call it a Hanukkah bush. So there we are. So, thank you. This week, we light the candle of peace. Oh, is Carol going to do it this week? Absolutely, perfect. Thank you. Outstanding. Thank you, Carol. So this week we light the candle of peace. In this sacred season, Christians celebrate Advent. Buddhists mark Bodhi Day, the Buddha's enlightenment, and many around the world pause for reflection and stillness. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the awareness of presence within it. The Dalai Lama reminds us we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. And my friends, on this second Sunday of Advent, as we celebrate peace, not as the absence of conflict, but as a spiritual quality that begins and radiates outward. And today, we are also mindful that this date marks the 84th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, a moment in history when peace felt shattered for an entire nation. On this day, let us acknowledge the contrast between historical violence and our ongoing spiritual call to be instruments of peace. The power lies in moving from remembrance to awareness to commitment. Through a metaphysical lens, we honor the memory of that day, not to dwell in sorrow or fear, but to deepen our understanding of what true peace requires of us. The contrast reminds us that while the world may erupt in turmoil, the consciousness we bring to it determines the future we create. History shows us what happens when humanity forgets its spiritual unity. Advent reminds us to remember it again. So today we hold both truths, the weight of a violent past and the promise of a peaceful now. And we recommit to being living instruments of peace in a world still learning how to choose it. Pearl Harbor represents collective fear, reaction, and global disruption. Advent represents collective stillness, intention, and spiritual preparation. Pearl Harbor reminds us what happens when fear dominates human consciousness. Advent reminds us what becomes possible when peace dominates human consciousness. We cannot rewrite history, but we can rewire the energy we contribute to the world today. We honor the past by transforming the present. And so, as we light the candle of peace, we affirm the still small voice within. May this flame remind us that perfect peace is born from knowing God as the only power. And our peace candle joins our candle of hope from last week. And so, my friends, as we launch this conversation, what we know to be true is that peace begins within. Every spiritual tradition teaches that outer calm mirrors inner calm. When we turn inward and recognize the divine as the only reality, anxiety begins to dissolve. Peace is not achieved by controlling circumstances. Rather, it is revealed by surrendering to truth. In that sacred surrender, we discover a peace that passes all understanding, a peace untouched by the changing tides of life. True peace begins as an inner surrender. It is not the calm after the storm, but rather the stillness that can exist in the middle of it. When we turn inward and remember that God is all there is, the turbulence of outer life loses its grip. Peace does not depend on conditions. It's a choice to dwell in the vibration of wholeness. This awareness can be cultivated through consistent practice. Each moment we resist the urge to react, we affirm that we live in a spiritually governed universe. The peace we feel within becomes a silent prayer for the world around us. So I love that Karen started with Christmas carols today. Unbeknownst to me, I would have been here singing and dancing with you. And so we continue to be on that same wavelength, as I will use 3 Christmas carols to highlight the messages that I'm sharing with you today. The first one I wanted to share is the story of Silent Night. In 1818, in the little Australian village of Obendorf, the church organ broke just before Christmas Eve. Faced with having no music for the service, a young priest brought a poem he had written to his friend, the church musician. They quickly set words to music to a melody that could be played on the guitar. That night, in a quiet stone chapel, Silent Night was sung for the first time. 2 voices, 1 guitar, and a congregation seeking hope. Almost a century later, on Christmas Eve 1914, the same humble carol became a bridge of peace on the battlefields of World War I. As soldiers huddled in freezing trenches, someone began singing Silent Night in German. Across the lines, British soldiers recognized the tune and joined in with the English words. Men who had spent months in fierce combat slowly emerged from the trenches, unarmed, to shake hands, share food, exchange small gifts, and bury their dead. The song became part of the unofficial Christmas truce, one of the most poignant moments of shared humanity in wartime. For a few holy hours, the world's most powerful armies laid down their weapons because the message of peace in a simple song reminded them of their shared humanity. Silent Night has been translated into more than 140 languages. In 2011, UNESCO declared the song's origin site in Oberndorf a World Heritage Cultural Treasure. Despite its simple beginning as an emergency guitar performance in a small church, the song has become one of the most widely sung pieces of music in history. From a broken organ in a tiny village to a monument of peace in the middle of a war, Silent Night continues to whisper the truth. Even in our darkest nights, the light of peace cannot be extinguished. The second thing that we know, my friends, is that everything starts within. So the practice of stillness starts within before we bring it to the rest of the world. Now, to be sure, stillness is not idleness. It's an active alignment with the infinite. Through meditation, prayer, and mindful breathing, we open the doorway through which peace enters. Each time we pause before reacting, we train consciousness to listen rather than argue, to bless rather than defend. Stillness restores perspective. It recenters us in the heart of God. Stillness is the secret classroom of the soul. It's where we hear the still small voice that never raises itself to compete with the noise of the world. In quietude, we remember that we are not our thoughts, but the consciousness behind them. When we give ourselves time for sacred silence, we invite the infinite to restore harmony. Stillness rebalances our nervous system and realigns us with divine rhythm. When we emerge from meditation not empty, but full, radiate with spiritual clarity and calm assurance. So speaking of that stillness, I'm reminded of the carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem. In the quiet of Advent, one carol rises above the rest as a meditation in itself. When one man stood in Bethlehem on Christmas Eve in 1865, he described the evening as profoundly still. No rush, no noise, no pressure to do anything but be present. It was a stillness that opened him, not outwardly to the landscape, but inwardly to the presence that the landscape held. That moment later gave birth to the hymn we sing today, with its tender acknowledgement that how silently the wondrous gift is giving. Carol, I think Liana is joining us. This line is more than a lyric. It's a spiritual truth. The great gifts of spirit rarely arrive with trumpets. They come quietly, like dawn spreading across the edges of our consciousness, like insight rising in the middle of the night, like peace settling into the heart when we finally stop trying to make something happen. Bethlehem reminds us that it doesn't take a great city or a perfect life for the holy to be born, only a willingness to make room within us. We are each invited to become our own Bethlehem, a small and sacred space where light can enter. When we practice inner stillness through meditation, through reflection, or simply pausing long enough to breathe, we prepare a manger in the center of our being. In that quiet, the Christ light emerges, not as an external miracle, but as a realization. God is not far off, but unfolding from within. The wondrous gift is always being given. Stillness helps us notice its arrival. The tone of the carol, calm, reflective, almost whispered, captured this gentleman's experience in Bethlehem. Rather than focusing on angels and shepherds or triumph, the song honors the quietness in which the holy is born. Its final verse turns entirely inward. O come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel. In this season, as the world grows louder, may we grow quieter. As the calendar fills, may our hearts empty enough to receive. And as Bethlehem welcomed the holy on an ordinary night, may we open ourselves to the sacred possibilities born in the silence of our own inner room. And so the third point I wanted to share with you is that which many of us are choosing to aspire, being peacemakers in the world. Once we've tasted peace within, we become instruments of peace without. As Holmes wrote, we must think peace, speak peace, and live peace until peace becomes the habit of humanity. No pressure. When we meet anger with understanding or injustice with compassion, we expand the circle of calm. Our consciousness becomes the classroom where the world learns peace. Then, to be a peacemaker is to be a presence that transforms tension into understanding. Every peaceful thought we hold adds to the collective field of calm. This is a practical mysticism, changing the atmosphere by maintaining inner equanimity. Peace is also active compassion. It calls us to build bridges where others build walls, to bless instead of blame, to pray instead of panic. When peace lives through us, the world around us reorganizes to mirror our serenity. The third story is one that I particularly like as a third-generation Colorado native. There's a beautiful Colorado carol titled Quiet Christmas Morning in the Colorado Snow by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It paints a picture of a world hushed beneath fresh snow, mountains standing still, evergreens bowing gently, and the whole landscape wrapped in the kind of silence that feels sacred. It's a moment when nature itself seems to say, "Be still, let peace be born here." That image is more than a winter scene. It's a spiritual invitation. Because peace is not something we wait for. Peace is something we practice. One breath, one choice, one interaction at a time. Ernest Holmes reminds us that we are called to be peacemakers, not by avoiding conflict, but by becoming living instruments of peace. He teaches, once again, that we must think peace, speak peace, and live peace until peace becomes the habit of humanity. Peace cannot be imposed from the outside. It must arise from the consciousness of individuals who choose it consistently. Just as the quiet snow transforms an entire landscape, the quieting of our own minds transforms the landscape of human experience. The song captures that truth. When the world is quiet, the heart hears more clearly. In the stillness of a Colorado morning, something softens, a recognition that peace begins in us. And when we carry that recognition into our relationships, our workplaces, our communities, we are practicing the very thing we seek to realize in the world. My friends, we are modeling a new way of being. So let the image of that quiet Christmas morning become a metaphor for our spiritual path. Let it remind us that peace is cultivated, not wished for. Each time we choose patience over judgment, compassion over reaction, understanding over blame, we lay another layer of sacred snow over the roughness of the world. This is how peace becomes habitual, how it moves from a seasonal sentiment to a year-round demonstration. May we have the courage to embody the stillness we sing about. May we be the ones who carry peace into places where peace has been forgotten. And may our lives whisper, like the Colorado snow, here in this moment, peace can begin again. So, my friends, as I offer you every week, many of the things I love about this community and your kind invitation to join you, 3 ways that we practice this at New Dawn. We pause before responding. A single breath reconnects us with Spirit. We create spaces of serenity. Meditation, music, and sacred silence are a part of our culture. And we extend peace outwardly. We bless our communities and global family daily. So my invitation to you this week, by way of putting the theories that we've been talking about into practice, is the peace pause. 3 times a day, stop what you're doing, breathe deeply, and affirm, peace begins with me. Join me. Peace begins with me. One more time in the form of Karen Karsh. Peace begins with me. Yeah, brilliant. So, my friends, as we conclude this part of our ritual this day, I see you as peace. I know you as peace. I love you as peace. Please join me in prayer if our practitioner prayer partners would stand and join me in consciousness. Infinite presence, we turn inward now to the quiet sanctuary of the heart, the Bethlehem within us, where the holy is forever being born. In this stillness, we remember the words, how silently, the wondrous gift is given. And we open ourselves to receive that gift, the gift of peace, the gift of Christ light, the gift of divine calm that surpasses all understanding. Let this moment be our own quiet Christmas morning in the Colorado snow, where every thought settles gently, where every breath reminds us of Spirit's unshakable presence, and where the world feels hushed enough for transformation to take root. May divine peace fall over us like new snow, softening the landscape, covering every rough place with grace. When we hear the ancient carol whispering, silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, and we claim that that calm is our truth right now. when we hear the hymn calling to us, "O come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel." And we say yes. Yes to indwelling light. Yes to holy guidance. Yes to the peace that begins within and radiates outward. And as we remember Pearl Harbor, let us also remember our power as metaphysical beings, the power to elevate thought, to anchor peace, to practice compassion, and to embody a consciousness that never again permits humanity to forget its oneness. Today, may we be the peace we long for. Today, may we be the healing the world is still asking for. On this day, we dedicate ourselves to being peacemakers in a world longing for healing. May we think peace, speak peace, and live peace until peace becomes the habit of humanity. Let our thoughts be prayers of harmony. Let our words be instruments of compassion. And let our actions reflect the divine love that created us. As we go forth from this gathering, may we carry the stillness of Bethlehem, the glow of the silent night, and the serenity of a Colorado morning in our hearts. May we become living reminders that peace is possible, peace is present, and peace begins with each one of us. We anchor this together by saying, "And so it is, and so I am, and so we are."
If you want peace, let it start with you. If you want joy and love, the same thing's true. If you want these things, what I'm saying is it begins inside of me and you. Then we're gonna we'll find peace in our lifetime. In a kinder world, we're gonna find a world where we can live together more peacefully. But we're a hurting country, a worried country. So it's hard, but we cannot give up on harmony. Look all around, so many people in need. Come on, look in the mirror, be the change you want to be. So if you want peace, let it start with you. If you want love and joy of life.